Here we are, farm day again, and we are building soil, looking at soil and seeding today. So what we've got is some dirt, basically stuff we dug up from an excavation project is what I consider dirt, meaning no life necessarily, just kind of stuff we dug up out of the ground. It's compacted, but we're sifting it and adding it in as body to our compost, which is going to be then used for potting. Okay, we're going to look at seeding today. So let's go take a look at this stuff. It looks like it's about getting there. You can see it's really nice dirt, but no critters in there, not much life. And we're just taking out the big stuff. We're going to be using this for potting.
There's lots of life in here.
Good.
So pretty good dirt.
Not so much dirt.
So our dirt is nice.
I don't know if that guy's alive. This guy is maybe alive.
Yeah,
He's still kicking.
Do you want to kiss
You call
him
that kicking?
and
Is that
he
like
become
in
a
an
prince or
arm?
something?
I can go in the garden
No?
too.
Oh, wow.
We got potting soil, 50% compost, 50% dirt. You can see the consistency, the color. It's got lots of nice small pieces. Doesn't compact too much, breaks up real easy. It's got some nutrients. So this would be ideal, right? This is what we want to do. Now we're going to talk about 3 different ways of using this for seeding. We have cells. I like these little mini 6. You can see there's 6 of them. So I do everything multiples of 6. You have community pot. That means I'm going to fill this pot, and then I'm going to sow my seeds, wait for them to grow up, and then I'm going to transplant those or prick those into cells. It's good for little pain in the butt seeds that you don't want to do one by one. The last method, well, the third method is flat. I'm going to fill this with soil and plant them in here. That's good for things like beans, which grow real fast and grow big root masses real quick, because they're going to get transplanted right into the ground. So I like things like beans or beets. And then we're going to look at direct seeding, where we make a bed kind of like this kind of consistency, but in the garden, and then we're going to delicately lay down seeds for direct seeding. So let's talk about the first one, which is the bulk of what we do here, which is in cells, seeding cells. When I seed a cell, I want to fill that cell with soil. And then I'm going to lay it in a flat. And what I would do is I'd fill this up with cells and then water it. Okay. Now how do you know if it's wet?
Stick the finger.
Stick the finger. No, you're going to mess it all up. It's perfect right now. I'm feeling for weight. I can feel that that's nice and wet. Okay. So that's what I'm looking for. And you're going to see that's going to compact it a little bit, and you're going to see the level drop down. So I just level it, hit it with water, let it soak in. Now it's ready for seeding. I don't have to go and delicately seed and then blast it with water and potentially mess up my seeding now. It's seed and then put it right in the shade house, okay? That's super important. This can be a lot of pressure for some things, little seedlings in the shade house where things are fragile. That's a lot of pressure, okay? So yeah, I can turn it down, but it's good to just wet it. We're going to take a look at 2 different methods of seeding. We're going to look at seeding cells, and we're going to look at the community pot. And let's start with the community pot because it's easy. Okay, why don't you reach in about the 4th or 5th one and find me a lettuce.
La tuca sativa?
Could
Butterhead.
Be. There you go. Okay, this is an Adriana butterhead lettuce from Johnny's. I use Johnny's because they're the biggest. I hate to say it, but in one shipping, I can get almost everything I need, as opposed to paying a bunch of different shippings from all over the world. So Johnny's has a really complete selection. I already know which brands, which names, which varieties work well in this kind of climate. So I tend to go back to those and try new ones. They've got so much selection. The customer service is good. I don't know about them as a company and their whole GMO, and they could be an evil company for all I know, but they have a lot of organic seed and they make it easy for me. Adriana Butterhead is one that does fairly well. It's kind of heat tolerant. Not ideal for this kind of climate. This is the tropics. People don't really grow lettuce in the tropics, but we do because, well, not lately. I must say this side of the island has had trouble growing lettuce for the last 2 years. Even the lettuce producers I know are really struggling with the excessive rain and heat. So, but if you see these seeds, they're small and they're light. They're kind of hard to handle one by one, yeah? And they don't have awesome germination rates like some of the other seeds. They're kind of thin, they're not all great. So what I do with a lettuce, primarily create a nice bed, and then I'm just gonna sprinkle. And I usually like to do exactly 33. There we go.
Nice job.
Got one too many.
Did you get count them? And then what do? I just give them a little shade. Okay. I've seen people go, oh yeah, I'm going to cover them up. And they pack, no, don't pack that down. Just think about the seeds fell out of the lettuce flower. They landed on the ground. The wind blew a little bit of soil up over them to give them a little extra. And there it is. Okay. That's ready for the shade house, except for the most crucial part. Keep these dry, yeah. It's got the little gummy tab. This is the part you're never gonna remember. You think you're gonna remember, you're never gonna remember what that is. You think you will, but I promise. So what's the date today? Thanksgiving.
26.
Thanksgiving, you guys. Welcome. So glad to have you all here. What are we thankful for?
A lot of things.
11.
26.
I'm thankful for Sharpie markers.
One being our family.
Awesome,
here.
right? The whole world over. Sharpie markers. Killer. And I'll do something to remember what it is. It's a butter head, right? That's all I need to know. I'm only growing one butter head right now. I'll put butter. Okay, these are yogurt containers that we cut up. They last a pretty good time. We use them once, twice, sometimes 3 and 4 times, and then we throw them away. We're still throwing this thing away. Recycling even, it's not the ultimate answer, right? Would it be cooler if we had little bamboo stakes like this? It'd be so much cooler. Like, if you guys make that happen, I would not be against bamboo painted stakes in the garden as an art project. That would be awesome.
I would totally do that.
Right? We got all those, what do you do with all those extra slats that he made that are
Now we have it
so
on the
killer?
video.
Right? We got all the slats. We got tons of paint, man. Just like you know what we do. We have butter, lettuce. You might know all the varieties, but you could look it on that sheet. That would be cool. Okay, boom. And there it is, community pot. Okay. When that gets up to about here, what is that? I don't know. 6 days, 7 days, sometimes less, sometimes more. It's going to have to be taken out with a toothpick and then popped into these cells. Okay. It's called pricking. Is it high maintenance? Lettuce is incredibly high maintenance. That's why we're kind of moving away from lettuce, but people like lettuce. It's such a natural in salads and stuff. People are really accustomed to it. So we still grow it, mainly for my mom, but she complains that we don't have enough lettuce. So we'll see if we can grow some nice butter heads in the dry season here.
I like
Are those
it.
different
like
than
lettuce?
the species we have
I like
currently
it.
growing? So we had,
Well, the butter heads just
red
never
leaf-
make it to there. We have the little mini
Kale too.
romaines,
Yeah.
those dragoons. Those sometimes do well. Lately, none of it. And then the butter crunch is the other one we'll do in the community pot. Well, let's look at the next thing. Let's look at what do we have? We have cruiser cilantro. Okay.
Ooh, I've been waiting for cilantro.
Blah.
Oh, we should have cilantro. We plant it every time. I think there should be some cilantro. You don't like cilantro? See, look. I love cilantro. Can't wait. That's it with cilantro.
Yeah.
The soup gene.
So cilantro, what do you notice about it?
Big seeds.
Big
Larger,
seeds.
yeah.
Way easy, yeah, to plant this. How many cilantros do you need? I don't know.
It's 18.
A couple.
Yeah, 18. None. Exactly. So let's say, what is it? This is 12. I'd say 12 is probably good, right? So check it out. I'm just going to put one down in each. Try to put it near the middle. With cilantro, it's easy because they're big. Now, I already know that cilantro doesn't have the best germination rates. These seeds are big and dry. Some of them are good, some of them aren't. So, is that enough? It's enough because we plant it every few weeks. It's hot here. The cilantro wants to go to seed, so it doesn't last a long time. So we plant extras. I'd still rather have 18 every 3 weeks than 36, you know, all at the same time. It's better spread out. Okay.
And how many of those do you think will reach maturity?
Let's see. I don't know. I'm going to take a chopstick. In this case, I'm using an old irrigation spike. I'm just going to push them under the surface. Could you put the hole first and then drop the seed in it? Yes. If that's faster for you, you could do that. I like doing it like this because there's no question. I know exactly how deep it is. I can see it. I just pushed it until I can't really see it anymore. This one got 2. Okay, no problem.
You push a little dirt over it? Or?
No.
Okay.
No, it's getting so little sun down there already. It's already in the shade house. That's plenty. Yeah. Okay, so cilantro. And then again, most important part.
Yeah, I've done this on small scale and don't remember what I planted.
It's crucial. You can't get around it. So cilantro, I know that where we are, cilantro wants to bolt, wants to go to seed quickly. So I'm gonna buy a Slo-bolt cilantro. Yeah. You're looking at the tropics, you're looking at these kinds of heat and short days are gonna change some of the way you grow things.
Is that an actual term? Slo-bolt?
Slo-bolt.
Yeah.
Slow to bolt. They call it Slo-bolt cilantro. Okay, so here's our list, and we're going to talk about this as the last thing. This was the hardest part of all of this. Okay, so this is our list. My wife made me do this. I would have never done it. I just did it out of my head because, you know, I had a sense of it, how much we were eating. But it's very tricky to remember, oh God, I need to plant daikon again. So she made a chart, and it's, you know, basically has how often of each of the variety of the things we grow. This is all of them. And that way you have things being seeded as often as they're going to need in order to always have them in the garden. This is actually surprisingly difficult, but also surprisingly effective for constantly having. Now, you're going to have all the things? No, your weather and your conditions are going to dictate whether you have all that stuff. But without this, you're never going to have all of it all the time. So at some point, you got to get to some kind of a seeding chart that makes sense for how much you're eating and the variety of foods that you like to eat. This is going to determine everything about what you have available to you, right? Without this, without seeding it, you're not going to have it. So we could do a whole lesson on seeding charts.